According to a lengthy and extensively reported new piece in Politico, the Obama administration deliberately and systematically undermined a major drug investigation by the DEA for the sake of preserving the Iran deal. The report describes how the DEA unraveled a billion-dollar cocaine and weapons smuggling ring organized by Hezbollah. That is, of course, a Lebanese Islamic group supported by the Iranian government. But instead of helping to bring down the ring, the DEA was blocked by the Justice Department and the State Department, both of which refused to press charges or help make arrests. The apparent goal of all of this? Improving relations with Iran preparatory to the deal. Peter Brooks is a senior fellow for national security affairs at the Heritage Foundation of Washington, and he joins us tonight. Peter, thanks for coming on.
Good to be with you.
So it sounds like, I mean, this piece is very long. Dozens of people are interviewed in it. And it sounds like they nailed it. The Obama administration prevented the DEA from basically doing anything about Hezbollah's drug and gun smuggling because they wanted to keep the Iran deal in place. Do you buy that?
It's certainly possible. In fact, it fits thematically into the Obama administration's general way of dealing with threats, and that is if we're nice to them, they'll be nice to us. So even though we had Iran in a terrible position with the sanctions, they let them out of they let them off on a number of ways on a nuclear deal, which is the same sort of thing. I mean, there were side deals. They remain a threshold nuclear state. We don't get answers on their nuclear program. No visits to their nuclear military sites. So this kind of fits along the same line. So I think it's very, very much plausible, and it's very troubling because Hezbollah is one of the world's most powerful terrorist organizations. I mean, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Hezbollah has American blood on its hands, and I think we should have taken the opportunity to take it apart because this money that they were using in the drug smuggling ring, drug trafficking ring, was being used for weapons, was being used to support their alliance with Iran. They're an ally of the Syrian regime of Assad. So, yeah, this is really troubling if it's actually true. Of course, I want to see you hear the other side as well, but
so here's the
report.
Let me just say the allegation is, by the way, that in the absence of enforcement, Hezbollah, working with the Zetas, the drug gang in Mexico, smuggled tons of cocaine into the United States and laundered hundreds of millions of dollars in cash. Here's the other side. This is an Obama administration official on background. Quote, "The world is a lot more complicated than viewed through the narrow lens of drug trafficking. You're not going to let the CIA rule the roost, but you're also not going to let the DEA do it either." Their point is, look, there's a lot of stuff going on here. And DEA's priorities weren't at the top of the list, but America got something out of this anyway in the end. Do you buy that?
A bad nuclear deal. That's what we got in the end, really, when you get down to the bottom line. It's possible. And that's why I think we need to hear the other side of the story. I mean, they're going to put a different case out there saying that there were other things we needed to think about to get Iran to the negotiating table, and we had to look aside of this. But my concerns is about Hezbollah. I mean, like I said, this is one of the world's most powerful terrorist organizations, has American blood on its hands. Remember the 1980s, the American embassy in Beirut, the Marine barracks in Beirut, the attack against the Israeli, the Jewish community center in Buenos Aires. They even arrested Hezbollah operatives here in the United States. I mean, this is a group that works hand in gloves with the Iranians. They're involved in Syria today. So I think it would have been more appropriate if this story is true to take apart this organization because they are a danger to us, our allies, and friends and partners around the world.
So here's Catherine Bauer. She was a Treasury official in the Obama administration. This is written testimony to the House last February, and I'm quoting, "Under the Obama administration, these Hezbollah-related investigations were tamped down for fear of rocking the boat with Iran and jeopardizing the nuclear deal." It sounds like it was an all-hands-on-deck situation where everything was subordinate to getting this deal. Why was the Obama administration so focused on getting the Iran deal?
Well, they thought it was very important. I mean, we all thought it was very important. Like I said, we didn't get a good deal, but we also thought that stopping Iran from moving forward with its nuclear weapons program was critically important. So I think that's what they would argue, and I think they should have an opportunity to do that. This also may be something that Congress wants to look into. I mean, this is a very explosive report and should be very concerning as we go forward in terms of our dealings with Iran. Thankfully, it appears to me that the Trump administration is taking a very different view on this and putting more pressure on Iran and countering them wherever they can. If you counter Hezbollah, you counter Iran. And I don't think we're in a better place today with Iran than we were previously. I think things have actually gotten worse, considering what they've done in Syria, the Shiite crescent they're creating, the instability in Lebanon, what they're doing in Yemen, what they're doing in Iraq, Afghanistan. So I think we should take every opportunity we can to counter anybody who's an ally
especially
of Iran.
Dumping drugs. I mean, if more than 60,000 Americans died of drug ODs last year, it's not a small thing to know that your government wasn't doing anything to keep illegal drugs out of your country.
Yeah, I think that's critically important. They were also being sent around the world. They were being around to Europe as well. It wasn't just the United States. But there's also this terrorism angle that I don't want to overlook.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Peter Brooks, thank you.
Thank you.